So today we're going to be talking about my hit song, Savage Tweets. Now, this particular song takes on the traditional form of a diss track, which according to the Oxford Companion to English Literature, is a short musical poem in which an antagonist is subjected to intense disrespect. When I'm on the stage, I am challenged by none. You're eclipsed like the sun. So when I'm on my stage and I'm doing my thing, no one can really touch me, basically. I'm just at the top of my game. No one can touch me. Now, the antagonist in this piece, that's another story. He can be eclipsed, which is a metaphor. Basically, even though he has 100K more Insta followers than me, I'm smaller. I'm like the moon, he's like the sun. But even though I'm small, even though he has more Insta followers, you know what? He can get eclipsed by me because I am so powerful, lyrically. You call that shit wordplay, those lame puns? Wordplay is basically how current rappers refer to puns, which I'm sure you're all aware of what a pun is. You're duns, you looking for rhymes, I got tons. Your flow is generic, just like everyone's. You're 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, ones. Now, I'm sure you've heard these rappers, and in fact, in this particular piece, I do incorporate that flow, that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 flow, triplets, they call it if you want to sound fancy. Your words cut like knives, my lyrics are guns. So your words cut like knives, this is a simile, which is a type of metaphor. However, even though the antagonist's words may cut like a knife in that they would hurt, they would injure, they would scar, my lyrics, on the other hand, I use a metaphor. I refer to them as guns. Now, guns, as you know, you wouldn't bring a knife to a gunfight, so there you go. Lock up your wives, lock up your sons, run for your lives, the Donej man comes. I don't discriminate. I'm like Attila the Hun. Flee from your village, you'll be overrun. Now, Attila was off the charts in his day. He went far, he did a lot of things, kind of like me today. More in a musical sense than in, a violent, I go to McDonald's, I don't eat the bun. Gluten intolerance, it's a sensitive issue, it's something that needs to be addressed. I'm not afraid to shy away from these sensitive topics. I'm the jack of all trades, you're the master of none. Do check out links to my handyman videos. I have a whole series on that subject. I am basically a jack of all trades, literally and figuratively. All that you tried to accomplish is coming undone. You don't want another rerun. Throw in the towel, you're already done. Now, the antagonist, he just needs to realize that I have basically already won this fight before I even picked up the microphone to record this diss track. He should just, throw in the towel. Any accomplishments he's had heretofore have been undone by my lyrics. Lyrical runs, wisdom that stuns. Where are you going? I tell you the fun's only begun. You're gonna sit quiet and you're gonna wait till I'm done. Again, more on the same kind of train of thought here. My lyrics, my intellect, my wisdom is basically just taking him down notch by notch by notch by notch. Position on the chart, down, 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 down. You get the idea. And the fun's only begun. I am enjoying this, actually. You never be number one. You'll 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 never be number one. So he'll never be number one now that I am on the scene. He may have been in the past. However, there's just no comparison. I'll always be a level up from him, even though he has more Insta followers than me. You're broke as a back mountain. My luggage by Louis Vuitton. You wish you could dress like me, I drape my body in Yves Saint Laurent. My loafers all by Gucci. You know you idolize me. So this is an interesting contrast that I came up with between someone who is broke, someone who doesn't have much money, and someone who drapes themselves in aspirational goods, luxury goods, which of course they cost a lot of money. And if you're broke, you can't afford to do that like I do. It's more of a metaphor because technically I think he has a lot more money than I actually have. So it's not literal, it's more of a metaphorical point that I'm trying to make there. You know your fans gonna see, they're turning from you, they're flocking to me. So all of your fans are basically gonna see how I am overcoming you, how I am leaving you in my dust, as it were. They're gonna see, and they're gonna turn away from you. No one wants to back a loser, right? They starting to mock you, B. They line up to talk to me, eyes locked on me. Led Zeppelin, don't rock like me. You know what, they may have guitars, but they don't rock like me. No way. Major labels, they try to hook me. Promoters, they try to book me. Those suckers won't get hold of me. Ain't no way they're affording my fee. Well, y'all know that I'm unsigned technically. I don't really have representation or a contract, management, stuff like that. Now, trust me on this, it's not because they don't want me, it's because they can't afford to pay me what I know I'm worth. Learned all of my skills on the streets. Cook and Menzies are the names of the streets, laying down beats since 2003. Yeah, so I've been doing this, I've been in this game since 2003, what is that, 18 years ago or something now? I learned it on the streets. Those are the specific streets where my apartment was, where I started making music. Art history degree. Great artists, they kindred to me. Emotional leaps. Intellectual feats. Emotional, intellectual, I try to keep a balance, yin, yang, right side of the brain, left side of the brain kind of thing. A nice balance of full, well-rounded, artistic product is what I strive for. Hearing the beat, feeling the heat, now you concede in defeat. So my lyrics are literal fire, so that is the source of the heat in this particular instance. And hearing this beat, feeling this heat, you know what, it's the end of the song. The antagonist can just not take it anymore. He has to finally concede defeat.